Hey everyone, kinda sneaky here. We're gonna go ahead and introduce a fairly new. I mean, it's been played this league. You know, it's this and that, whatever. It's Evolve Fireball, Deadeye. So not a lot of people play Deadeye, right? Um, well, with Fireball, I should say. Except it actually like works out pretty well. Like a lot of people go, I believe, Elementalist and stuff like that. I tried out Deadeye and it actually came out working pretty well. Now I did put a decent amount of currency into the build, just to make it like, it's end of league. I got a bunch of currency left over. I said, why not? I was kind of getting bored of Tornado Shot and all those other meme builds and stuff I was making as well with the cast on crit and cast on channeling and stuff like that. But what we have here, right, is our Vol Fireball. And here's the thing. So there's a lot of Vol Fireball builds, right? This build isn't specifically designed around the Vol skill. Okay, it's more just from the Fireball itself, as you can see, right? The Vol Fireball is just kind of like a little extra type of deal or whatever for legions and stuff like that, for the monoliths and whatnot. But these bows are actually fairly easy to craft too. Like, they're really not that hard to craft. I might go into it in a different video on how to craft this bow. It's really not that hard. But anyways, this is the bow I got. You just want to stack level to socket gems. You want spell damage on it. The double damage. Arcane Surge is real nice. And obviously cast speed. You really want to stack as much cast speed. You want to get as much cast speed as possible, right? Instead of attack speed. You don't want attack speed because it's a spell. Even though you're using it in a bow, I crafted this chest piece as well. It's so what we do is we utilize the Devouring Diadem, right? It gives us Eldritch Battery, which obviously converts it uses your ES instead of mana, right? So we utilize that with Mind Over Matter here, okay? And basically, you're using, as you can see, you can use up, like, with all your auras and whatnot. We're running Herald of Ash, Zealotry, Precision level 1, right? So it doesn't really reserve that much. And then you got Aspect of the Cat as well on these boots, which Aspect of the Cat's real nice. I mean, these boots are just like, these things are nice, right? You got the extra cast speed enchant on them from Uber Lab as well. So we're really trying to, like I said, stack as much cast speed as possible. And basically, it just turns out pretty insane. But as I was saying, it's using the Eldritch Battery is using the Energy Shield as your mana, so that you can like use up all your mana without having any mana problems or needing mana leech or anything like that. Instead, you use like some ES leech and stuff like that, right? Which we utilize a little bit right here. Ethereal Feast is pretty dang huge. But basically with MOM, right, it's taking mana before life. So it's actually taking ES as well, because it's considered like kind of like making it assume that it's mana, right? So when you get hit, it's taking a portion of the energy shield and your life. So it's actually making you pretty tanky. And when you're utilizing Ethereal Feast or any nodes or anything that gives a solid amount of ES leech, it actually comes out pretty viable, right? So basically, for the Ascendancy, you go Deadeye. You're going to want Gathering Winds, of course. Yeah, I think you want that on basically almost every Deadeye. It's pretty useful skill, right, for the Tailwind and everything. And you go up into Far Shot, right, and then you just fork left and right. For the Endless Munitions, gives accuracy, which doesn't really matter because it's a spell. So you don't need accuracy for spells, right? And then you have Area of Effect, which is huge, and skills fire an additional projectile, right? Now, Area of Effect doesn't affect the fireball itself, right? Like, you do get Area of Effect on this build, in a sense, right? You get, actually, you know what? I think I spec'd out a little bit of it, because I went ahead, I needed passive points for this Elegant Hubris here. And this Elegant Hubris is actually pretty insane. If you guys can find one or come across one that you already have this league, you want to stack, like I said, cast speed. We got 30% cast speed from this one without pathing too far out of the way, right, for the jewel sock, or like we're not going down here for them or anything like that. We got 80% spell damage and 30% total cast speed. Now this gives crit chance, but it's not crit chance for spells. So this is actually pretty much useless. I mean, if this was crit chance for spells, this jewel would be insane. Same with this. Like, if this was crit chance for spells as well, it would just be absolutely nuts, right? But anyways, as well, okay, also the 80% increased projectile attack damage, since it's attack damage, like, so ours is a projectile, fireball is a projectile, right? But it's not an attack, it's a spell, right? So that doesn't help us at all either. But yeah, we use 2 rolling flames. I have one, cannot be cursed with silence. Rolling flames, when you have 40 in radius fireballs, I mean, it gives, whatchamacallit, fireball projectiles gain radius as they travel farther, up to 4 radius. So it just makes the fireball go like that much further, right? Like, they actually go off screen pretty far. You use 2 of those. You use another one here. This one has corrupted blood. Now these 2 jewels, these 2 rolling flames are actually really cheap. And yeah, so we go down here, we grab, you know, cast speed, spell damage. Go down here, get some more life with LA resistance and life over here. You start here, go up here, come down to the heart of the oak. Now you don't need this charisma unless you're running an aspect of the cat, because I wasn't running anything besides this, right? Like, this was my mana reservation right here before I got these boots. Before I found these boots with aspect of the cat, I didn't need the charisma. So I went ahead and got that, so I actually have enough. I mean, even with level 4 Enlighten, 2 and level 4 Enlightens for Discipline, Zealotry, and then our Herald of Ash Precision, which doesn't mean too much on Precision since it's level 1, but either way, it gives us the ability to run that extra aspect of the cat. Now, aspect of the cat gives us attack and cast speed, as well as phasing. So the and crit chance actually as well. So the cast speed is just actually pretty nuts, right? This gives you crit chance to avoid damage, and harder for enemies to see, obviously. So right here we have our Watcher's Eye. This is a pretty big, pretty noticeably different aspect, or not aspect, but just makes the build just noticeably more strong, is what I should say. The cast speed from Zealotry and the almost 50% crit multi from Precision. Now you can get it up to 50% and 15% cast speed. I've been lazy and haven't divined it yet, but even as is, I mean, this thing's actually just helps the build so much. But yeah, that's about it for the passive tree, right? As for the skill gems, we kind of just, or the gear in general, we went over the bow already. The chest piece is basically just, you don't need it 6-linked, actually. Like, you don't need a 6-link, because, I mean, I'm not even utilizing the 6-link just yet. But right now, like, all you need is, you really want a 4-link and a 2-link. The 2-link goes for, what's it called? Steel Skin. You're going to use Steel Skin in a 2-link, and then the other 4-link is going to be your Orb of Storms, Combustion, Curse on Hit, Ellie Weakness. Right now I just have a 5-link for my Orb of Storms with Enhanced thrown in there. Ellie Weakness, Curse on Hit, Combustion. But yeah, you don't need that. I'm not running the Steel Skin. I really honestly probably should, you know. But as of right now, it's working out pretty well. Still trying to utilize and get a little bit more Energy Shield as well. But like I said, as of right now, not having too many problems. As for the gloves, you don't need anything this crazy. I mean, these things are pretty dang good. But to give you an example here, you want shaped fingerless gloves for the implicit spell damage. And then the main thing you're looking for is that hybrid, was it the shaping hybrid that gives the socketed spells or socketed gems supported by level 20 or level blank faster casting with the increased global cast speed. So that cast speed works on just, it's global, right? We don't really utilize the socketed gems supported by level 20 faster casting. You know what? I just realized I don't need this faster casting in here because of that. But yeah, that was pretty sad, right? But anyways, Flame Dash, like I said, it's still working a little bit on these links. But as I also stated, it's working out just fine as is. The Flame Dash is insane. You actually, if you're playing on predictive mode, I really highly suggest you switch it to lockstep for this build because your cast speed gets so insane that you desync and die like constantly on predictive with your Flame Dash. Like your mouse will be under you, but the Flame Dash will somehow just like desync you somewhere else. Like it's insane. I had to switch off of predictive. It also kind of like feels a little bit better, but as I was saying, oh yeah, the increased area of effect, right? So the increased area of effect works on these explosions right there. See these explosions here? Okay, I guess it's not wanting to do it now. I'm in a pretty bad spot for this. There we go. So these explosions right here, that's where the AoE comes from. And that's where almost like if you're fighting a boss and you can put him on a wall, I mean that explosion damage does way more damage than you're just like flying fireballs itself like that, right? Your projectiles, those explosions are like insane damage, right? So if you can get the boss on the wall or whatever it is on the wall that you're having a hard time killing, just like with your fireballs in general, I highly suggest trying to like bait them up onto a wall or whatever. Anyways, back to the gear. Right now I have a headhunter on. I swapped that out for, I crafted this right here. I used scorched fossils, prismatic fossils, and I used pristine fossils. And you're looking for the percent increased fire damage from the scorched. Prismatic gives the percent increased elemental damage. Not the elemental damage with attack skills. I just kind of got lucky with that one. It doesn't do anything for us because we're spells, not attack skills. But it still increases the value of this Stygian, right? Anyways, yeah, the percent increased elemental damage, and then pristine for the life, right? And then we're using the devouring diadem. Like I said, if you can, you want to find one with zealotry enchant that gives minus zealotry mana reservation. If not, you just go for the fireball damage or whatever. But yeah, we utilize this with the socketed gems have 20% reduced mana reservation, and then the plus the level of socketed gems and the Eldritch Battery for the most part, right? All right. For rings, you really want a snake pit in your right slot because it gives the spells can chain. So your fireballs chain with that, right? But your spells cannot fork. So don't use a Rigwald's. Like, do not use a Rigwald's with a snake pit because it cancels it out. You can't fork. Anyways, so the quiver here. The quiver here. Like I said, you don't want a Rigwald's if you're using a snake pit. This quiver I think I bought for like 5 or 6 exalts or something like that. It just has the implicit extra chain, some life, some resistance. I really need it, and then the global crit multi is pretty big. Nothing insane, right? This amulet, nothing too insane either. Just some cold res, life. You're looking for main thing you're looking for here is spell damage or fire damage. Crit multi, crit chance, cast speed, but two main things you're looking for is spell or fire damage and the cast speed once again. All right, and then the other ring literally just for mainly resistances. Like that's I mean, if you can cap resistances some other way, like if you craft a belt here and instead of having that I don't know, instead of having like the 2 wasted suffixes, like the reduced enemy stun threshold and the life regen per second suffix. If you can get those with super solid resistance or whatever, then you might be able to like get a lot better ring, right? As for the gloves, I already went over that. You really just basically want that hybrid cast speed, and then if you get that, the next things you're looking for is the life, maybe some resistances if you can. For more damage, you want the hybrid craft for the global crit and the LA damage if you've dealt a crit recently. Excuse me, and then the increased damage during any flask effect. Okay. And then, let's see here. You don't need, I don't know why this is the only like divine life flask I literally have in my entire stash right now, or that I found. Just using it for the meantime. Don't need the immunity to bleeding because we use that corrupted blood jewel, but it's instant recovery and it works. Then you want a Quicksilver. Comes with immunity to curse, increased effect and reduced duration, whatever, but you obviously use it for the increased effect and immunity to curse. As Ziri's Promise, pretty huge, pretty self-explanatory. Cinder Swallow Urn for the life and mana recovery and ES recovery and just the crit chance and the onslaught as well. And then a Diamond Flask as well for immunity to freeze. It's like the main thing, and the crit chance is lucky. All in all, this build is like, you can make it pretty budget. It'll work, depending on what you're trying to do with the build. I just had, I mean, it's end of league, and I just wanted to, I sold everything else basically, and I just wanted to really make a kind of unique build or whatever, instead of just a normal Vol Fireball build. But it works real well. We can go ahead and run a map real quick or something and check it out. Thought I had one already set. Guess I don't. Could have sworn I rolled one already. Anyways, let's check it out here. Don't think I have another minnow. I'm doing minnow just to show you guys the thing about, like, with the walls or whatever. Alright. I'll make it a little better than that. Oh yeah, as for the gems, we'll go over those as well actually here. The Fireball, you use Vol Fireball and Power for the extra gem level or whatever for Fireball. Fire Pen, pretty self-explanatory. Lots of increased damage. Spell Echo Support for the like insanely increased cast speed, and not only that, it repeats the skill an additional time. So when I press it one time, it does it twice. See that? GMP, you can swap that out for single target. You want to use a slower proj if you really need it. Like if you're doing like Shaper or something, it just helps out like a lot. Elemental Focus is real big because you don't have to worry about your burning. It obviously gets rid of your ignite or burning or whatever, but increases your LE damage like a ton. It's definitely worth it. All right, the helmet right now, we got Discipline, Zealotry, Enlighten. Probably gonna throw something else in there. We'll figure it out. Herald of Ash, Summon Lightning Golem, Precision, and Enlighten 4 again in boots. And then just our Flame Dash there. We already went over the Orb of Storm setup. You really only need a 4-link and a 2-link, so you can utilize a Steel Skin as well. Right? Went over all the gear, went over basically everything, went over the tree for the most part. I will post my POB link as well in the video so that everyone can take a look and whatnot, and I'll also be posting my Twitch as well, so that my Twitch stream website or whatever link, so that if you guys have any questions or you know, just want to check it out, see the build in action itself, you guys can always hop over and check it out. As for the map, we might just do the map in a different video, so the video isn't too long, right? Anyways, thank you guys very much for checking out this Fireball BowCaster Fireball Deadeye is what we're going to call it, right? Thank you guys very much once again, and hope you guys enjoyed. Please be sure to you know, check it out, or if you have any questions, just let me know. Alrighty, guys. Thank you.